What do you think when you hear the word outsourcing? Do you get a positive feeling or do you get a negative feeling? We're going to talk about it next. Hello, everybody. My name's John Dornoff. It is a dawn of a better life for your career, your business, and your personal life. We're here to help you grow those and reach the success that you deserve to have. What do you think when you think the word outsourcing? Is it a positive or is it a negative? Now, outsourcing a few years ago got a really bad name after a certain big computer manufacturer decided to outsource their tech support to another country where English is not the primary language, and it caused a lot of problems. And the company got a lot of bad publicity. But outsourcing has been around for who knows how long. Think about when you have work done on your home. Say you're building a new home. You hire a general contractor. Well, that general contractor is not going to do all the work himself or herself. They are going to contract out to subcontractors, outsource to subcontractors to do some of the work. For example, plumbing, heating, air, all kinds of that kind of thing. Drywalling, maybe. Those things are going to be subcontracted. You go to a big box hardware store to get wood floors installed. That company is not going to be the one coming out to your house to do that work. It is going to be one of their subcontractors. That can bite them in the butt sometimes. I'm going to give you an example of that. So we hear the negatives of outsourcing, but what are some things that when you look at your business, you can outsource? My biggest rule about outsourcing is that it should not affect your customer experience. If your customers experience something wrong because of outsourcing, it's been done wrong. Perfect example, of course, was the aforementioned computer company that outsourced their tech support. Customers got a negative experience from that and it affected the company. But think of things that you can outsource them. You're growing a business, it's getting to the point where you can't handle everything and you don't want to handle stuff. That's the time to outsource. Virtual assistants have become very popular. Why? Because you can contract with them to do stuff you need to have done that you may not want to do yourself, but they will do for you. Another example is graphic designers. They're another source of outsourcing stuff that you probably may not have the abilities to do or want to do, but they can do for you. That does not affect your customers directly. You can come up with a great list of outsourcing. Web design is another one. Anything in the back office. Hiring an accountant, that's outsourcing. Now, we talked about that before. You want to know why things are happening in your financials, but having a professional look over your books and doing them for you is a good thing. But what are some of the negatives that can happen with outsourcing is especially when you affect the customer. The customer. Let me give you an example. One of the big box stores, they contracted to do a fence for a person. The person they subcontracted with to do the fence did not get a building permit. Oh, and it was in a historic district. Double bad. Do you think the subcontractor got all the heat? No, it was the company that originally did it because it was their name on it. Probably one of the worst situations with subcontracting we see right now is Boeing. They subcontracted work that their own people should have been doing, and it cost lives. So you gotta be so careful. So if you are going to hire like a subcontractor to do work for you on your behalf, you gotta make sure that you are vetting those people well. Make sure you know the quality of work that they're going to do. You don't want them going to somebody's house and doing a bad job. Let me give you a personal experience that I just had. We changed our cable service, basically upgraded our internet. It took 3 times for the person to come to get the things done right. The first time he came out, he didn't verify that he had the parts. The second time he came out, and it was actually a different person, he installed the parts, but they were defective, but he didn't check them to make sure they worked right. Finally, third person came out. Turned out the box was defective. But he went out, looked over the wires, and of course you get charged by the hour for that. Now all 3 of them were subcontractors. It was a pretty frustrating experience. Were we frustrated at them or the cable company? Of course, it's the cable company, and a lot of the cable companies are not known for their effective customer service. So, I think we've created some good rules here. Number 1, do not allow outsourcing to affect your customer experience. 2, if you're going to outsource something that those people are going to directly deal with your customers, you need to properly vet them and have a system so you know if they're doing a good job. And if they're not doing a good job, you know you can deal with that situation. Outsourcing is not bad as long as it's done right. Don't let it affect your customer service. I'll give you another example of outsourcing that most people don't even know that it's happening, and hopefully it's not affecting customer service. If you drive up into a McDonald's drive-thru, the surprise, you may not be talking to somebody there in the restaurant. You may be talking to somebody in Washington State or wherever when they first started this, it was in Washington State. I'm not sure if it's moved, That was their way of moving people faster through the lines. Somebody out that way, their person in the restaurant does not have to be directly dealing with talking to multiple people at once. They just have to collect the money. Makes things run smoother. And of course they have the reader boards that tell people what they've ordered. How well it works? Guess it works pretty good. They move a lot of people through those lines. I personally am not a big fan of McDonald's, so anytime I go there is when my son insists on getting something from there on the way to work. So they're doing something that involves customer service, but is affecting negatively their customer service. I hope you got some nuggets out of this that you can help your business. We're here to help you grow your business. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you will see where you can look at the playlist that shows lots of other business-related videos. Hope you take a look at those and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.